Yeah, so they were actually asking Peyton a question in terms of, like, Josh Allen, that Josh Allen is now 0-4 against, um Josh Allen's now 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the postseason. So they set this up as a what type of message do you give Josh? But then Peyton added Lamar Jackson in there, named him by name. And obviously, he drew upon his own career in the advice he gives. There's some encouraging advice, but also there's some tough advice that I think is excellent that both Josh and Lamar are going to have to take in. So here is Peyton Manning on the Pat McAfee show.
Is that kind of like as a quarterback who kind of can't get over that one team, that one player, every single offseason going in with the same feeling against the same team?
Yeah, look, I can relate. I mean, I lived that life, and I sent Josh a text voice memo after the game, and just telling him how much I enjoyed watching him play this year, and how well he competed, and just to keep his head up, keep grinding, keep sawing wood. Look, I lived that life. Tom Brady and the Patriots beat us back-to-back playoff years, once in the AFC Championship, once in the divisional round, and that's all you hear about all offseason. Yeah, but had a great season. Yeah, but you can't beat the Patriots in the postseason. And then 2 years later, we did it. We beat them in the AFC Championship, win the Super Bowl. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go crawl in a hole and feel sorry for yourself? Or are you going to just keep fighting and keep grinding? I would rather, and I think Josh Allen and Lamar feel the same way, have their hearts ripped out in the AFC Championship by 3 points, as opposed to finishing 7-10.
Yeah.
And you probably smoke a cigar in that locker room after that last win because you're kind of in a good mood and you feel kind of good. The truth is you're a bad team and you're so far away. Would you rather be 7-10 or have your heart ripped out by being close? I'd rather have my heart ripped out because that means they're close. And Josh Allen's close. Lamar's close. They will get there. I believe it. It's just, look, they're not losing to bad teams. Last time I checked, Mahomes and the Chiefs, there's a reason they're in the Super Bowl. They're a good team, right? We lost to the Patriots. It sucked. I hated it, but they were the better team. And so I think Josh and Lamar will both get there. But until then, they have to own it, and they are doing it. They're not hiding from it. And I think their time will come.
Pat McAfee show transcribed part of it. This is what they focused on. Quote, would you rather be 7-10 or would you rather have your heart ripped out in the AFC Championship? I'd rather have my heart ripped out, and I think the time will come for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I've been saying that too, Bobby. I know you feel that way. I do believe that Lamar Jackson will win a Super Bowl. It unfortunately doesn't always come, right away the way it has for Pat Mahomes, or as often as it does for him or a Tom Brady. And so I agree with him that the time will come. And I also agree, of course, I'd rather have my heart ripped out. I mean, Lamar gets criticized nonstop for a variety of reasons, but part of the reason is because he is so close. Nobody's talking about some of these other teams that can finish with a win on week 17, but aren't in the playoffs. Nobody's really talking to them about them as much as you're talking about Lamar or even Josh Allen, because why even talk about it? They're not close. They're almost not even worth all the critique and the criticism. All this criticism is usually saved up for the elite players of the NFL, and it goes across all sports. But my favorite part of what he said is he says, what are you going to do? You're going to go crawl in a hole and feel sorry for yourself? You have to keep fighting. He says you own it and you don't hide from it. And then he said both Lamar and Josh Allen are doing that. And I agree. That's why when Lamar Jackson wins, in my opinion, will win that third MVP Thursday night at NFL Honors, I hope he enjoys it and recognizes the apps that he will be one of 6 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL to have 3 MVPs. He absolutely soaks it up and is not ashamed of it because his career isn't over. It's not over. Once you add up these 3 MVPs and maybe more, because Bobby, the insane part is that when he wins this, he will have become the youngest quarterback in league history to get 3. Bobby, it's insane. Johnny Unitas, for him to get his third one, he was 34. When Brady got his first, he was 30. When Aaron Rodgers got his third, he was 37. When Peyton Manning got his third, he was 32. Brett Favre was the closest. He was 29 because he had 3 in back-to-back-to-back years. Don't hide from it because there's nothing to hide from. You're going up against one of the greatest of all time. And yes, he's also lost to Josh Allen. But neither one of them have gotten past Patrick Mahomes. Don't hide from it. Don't allow yourself to be shamed into not enjoying what will become an absolutely historic third MVP. Own it, but also own your MVPs and enjoy them. Don't hide. You got to live with it. I listened to Charles Barkley this morning, and he was talking about, because he was talking about the Luka trade. He was like, listen, I've got to live with it. I never got a championship. Neither did Ewing. Neither did Karl Malone. And he named off all these greats, and he has to live with it because he was in those Michael Jordan eras. There is plenty of greatness that haven't gotten over the GOATs, but Lamar's career is nowhere near over. So don't hide from it. Don't be ashamed from your success and follow his advice. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Keep fighting. And if he does that, he will eventually get over the hump.
Well, especially when the team just announced a key piece to that puzzle of getting over the hump, and that is retaining their offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, who, according to reports, had signed a contract extension within the last week to stay in Baltimore, and that has just become team official. Officially official. The Ravens have tweeted out that Todd Monken has indeed signed a contract extension to stay in Baltimore. So year 3 with Monk as the play caller coming up this fall.
That is absolutely excellent news. As I've said, even before he started getting those requests to interview him, I had said for quite some time that I don't want to see him go. Are we both sharing the screen? Or is it? There we go. There it is. Official contract extension. A continuity with your offensive coordinator is absolutely imperative. Absolutely imperative. So I'm glad that Lamar Jackson does not need to start over. And not only is he not starting over with the new offense in 2025, but he's going to continue on with an offensive coordinator that has empowered him, that has opened him up to be able to showcase what he can do passing wise, what he can do at the line of scrimmage, what he can do with diagnosing defenses who in the vast majority of categories are either number 1 or top 3 in offensive categories. This is absolutely excellent news. I'm happy to hear that it is official.
Ditto. Todd Monken, if you're just tuning in, has officially signed a contract, and a contract extension, that is, to stay in Baltimore. As you can see here up on the screen, the Ravens made it team official. And even though we've already covered it here, Sarah covered it thoroughly, this is now something that you can put in ink for the 2025 season and perhaps even beyond. And the terms were not disclosed, so we'll have to wait for those.
If they come at all. Oftentimes coaching money never hits the news.
No doubt.
It's not like the salary cap where they have to disclose it. But meanwhile, Bobby, we're talking about NFL honors and this next year and not hiding and not giving up and keep fighting. And one of Lamar Jackson's, his main, duo in the backfield, Derrick Henry, he was seen on Instagram over the weekend after the NFL Instagram page wrote, "Will Derrick Henry win Offensive Player of the Year?" Kind of pose that, trying to, just drum up interest and keep teasing the NFL honors Thursday night. Then the King responds, says, "Not this year." I think he knows, and we all know it's probably going to be Saquon Barkley. He says, "Not this year, but I'll be back next year. Better believe that." So it's been the theme. Run it back, especially in offense. Run it back.
There you go.
And they're continuing that theme.